It all seemed so simple. Walk around close to the hunting lodge and find another rat. On top of a small hill I could see 2 rats, and a wild boar a little closer to me. In retrospect, the fact that the boar ignored my presence should have been a clue. In my head, I thought about how easy pigs in the village were to kill. I figured a wild boar couldn't be much harder. I ran, my sword held high at the boar, and took a mighty swing. My sword clashed with the boar's hide with a loud slapping sound. The boar let out a wail and proceeded to slash me with its large tusk. I stumbled back and swung my sword again, trying to slash the boar's neck. The second swing also slapped off the thick hide, leaving nothing more than a small slice. The boar continued its assault on me, slamming its head into my body. My armor was holding, but I could feel that I was sustaining injuries with each blow. I started backing up, down the hill, and towards the cabin. Another slash from the boar and my mind snapped. I knew I would likely be defeated, but this time I was going down fighting. I charged the boar, ramming my sword into its hind leg. It let out a roar, and we both lost our footing, sliding and tumbling down the hill. I felt the tusk enter my thigh as my sword clawed at the beast's skull. Regaining my feet at the bottom, I knew I was going to die before this fight ended. I fought on, wounding the boar twice more before the beast landed a shot to my chest. I collapsed in a heap and could feel blood running down my leg. My vision was blurring, and the last thing I could see was the boar limping back up the hill. So much for them being like the plain old pigs. The blood vision came, and I was back in the village minus all my equipment. I immediately freaked out at the loss of my sword and armor. Then it dawned on me that this had happened before, and I freaked out even more. Every time you die, your body remains where you dropped. It makes me chuckle, honestly, the whole concept of death and dying here. I am now going to have 3 corpses roaming around the world. One day, if I ever get my own plot of land, I will bury them in a nice, neat row. Morbid, perhaps, but also a monument to mistakes made and lessons learned. Before any of that happens, I need to get my current corpse back. This might be an enormous task. I am too embarrassed to bother anyone in the village. I also cannot guarantee that Ephraim heard the commotion and went to investigate. He most likely thinks I'm still hunting rats. After resting a few minutes, I slipped out of the village and down to the canal. I swam across and took a deep breath. Deep down, I knew I had it in me to work my way back to the cabin. Something awoke in me. I'm tired of being scared and running for my life all the time. I must make sure I can survive in this world. I didn't ask for any of this, and yet here I am. I will not let this place dominate me. I was too much of a doormat in my old life. I kept to the shoreline and worked my way to the cabin. It was growing dark, and of course my lantern was on my corpse. Finally, I could see the outlines of the cabin, and there was light shining through the window. As I got closer and saw Ephraim waiting for me with a sly grin on his face. I'm not sure how much of my misadventure he witnessed, but I would guess enough, and I'm glad he never stepped in. Death or not, I needed this mistake to happen. Even thinking that a few days ago would have been insane. Surviving in this world might have just gotten a little easier.